This is News OSU for Thursday, September 23rd. I'm Jolie Salee. We will begin with what might seem like a broken record, updates on the coronavirus situation locally at OSU. According to the Oklahoma State University dashboard, in the past 7 days, there have been 34 positive cases reported through University Health Services. Out of the 746 tests performed, there were 16 self-reported cases, leaving the university with a total of 50 total positive cases for the week. These cases are lower from the week before, which is a good sign for OSU, especially since there was a home football game 2 weeks ago. COVID-19 is not just affecting the physical health of students who get it, but their mental health too. News OSU's own Channing Nesmith brings more.
Your mental health matters, and COVID's left an impact on some that can never be erased. According to America's Health Rankings in 2019, Oklahoma had a suicide rate of 19.6 people per 100,000 population. In 2020, Oklahoma increased to 20.5 people per 100,000 population to die due to self-harm, leaving the state ranked at 41 for the highest rate in suicide in the nation.
My junior year of high school, I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder. It impacted my mental health in many different ways. I felt alone and empty, like I had no one to lean on or no one to go to.
I talked to several students about how COVID has impacted their mental health. These students asked to not reveal their identity, but their stories have a common theme of a decline in their mental health.
It's like you want to care for these people and these things, but you just physically can't, even though you know you should.
This student said that along with their depression, they were also diagnosed with anxiety.
Through a combination of both of these led to pretty extreme suicidal thoughts.
This student said that he was able to ask his parents for help and that he was in therapy for over a year. He was able to find healthy coping methods such as journaling, reading, and exercising. He wanted to leave a piece of advice for anyone else that is struggling too.
You're not the only one, and there's people out there who want to help you and can help you, so you don't have to suffer alone. And my biggest problem was not reaching out fast enough.
Students are able to get help through here, the University Counseling Center. Students at OSU are offered 4 free sessions while in school. If you are a new client and want to begin the process of getting help, call 405-744-5458 to complete an intake assessment.
They gave me directions on who to go to from there.
This student said that OSU gave her a counselor on the Tulsa campus that she would Zoom with due to the high demand of counselors needed during the pandemic.
Then they gave me places that I could go in person here in Stillwater.
Mental health specialists recommend for you to feel every emotion you feel and to develop healthy coping methods. This includes getting enough sleep, finding time for yourself, and taking social media breaks. For OSU News, I'm Channing Nesmith.
Thank you, Channing. If you or someone you know needs help, please know that University Counseling Services is here for the OSU community. Students may call 1-8552-252-SAM. Again, that is 1-8552-252-726. Please never hesitate to reach out if any of you need help. As the ongoing pandemic develops, we remember a time in lockdown where thousands of people, even here in Stillwater, were adopting pets due to the extra time on their hands. Now with things partially returning to normalcy, those same animals are being surrendered. Here is News OSU's own Devin Schwetman.
According to Best Friends Animal Sanctuary, every year around 4 million animals enter shelters in the U.S. During quarantine, many more animals were adopted than normal. But going back to life as we knew it has dropped adoption rates and increased surrenders, leaving many former pets stranded and scared with no apparent help in sight.
A lot of the bigger shelters I have heard and I have seen that they are having a lot of owner surrenders. At the beginning of the year, we didn't have a lot of owner surrenders, but it seems like in the last 2 or 3 months, we've been getting quite a few more.
While it seems like there's little students can do to help reduce the intake flood, there are actually several options. Briley Neely is an OSU student who is a standby foster parent and Tiny Paws volunteer.
I do know that during certain seasons they get super full and they look for people to take them in and watch them and take care of them until they can find permanent homes. And then that's pretty much all I know about them.
Students can donate to and volunteer for animal welfare organizations such as shelters and TNR groups. Like Briley said, they can also apply to foster animals until they find a home. Owners should make sure to get their pets sterilized as well as microchipped. And finally, they can decide not to surrender their pets when leases are up. No matter how bleak things may seem now, small actions can make a huge impact. For News OSU, I'm Devin Schwetman.
Thank you, Devin. COVID protocols have been polarizing, needless to say, even here on OSU's campus. I went over to the newsroom for the student-run newspaper, the Ocali, to learn how it affected them and even led to a strike. The Ocali is a multifaceted organization that gives students full freedom to express themselves and share opinions on contemporary scenes. Students who work for the Ocali write, edit, and design pages for the newspaper. However, when students are given such freedom to voice opinions on controversial topics, there will always be room for mistakes to occur. On September 9th, Ocali editor-in-chief posted a column expressing her disappointment in the university when she was asked to leave class for refusing to wear a mask. Within her column, Madison stated that Senate Bill 658 informed her that a mask could not be required of her within a school setting in Oklahoma. The editorial board said this statement was incorrect and misleading. 2 days after Madison's column was posted, the editorial board released a correction statement addressing the column. The statement included that Senate Bill 658 does not apply to teachers. It also stated that Madison failed to mention in her column that the professor had an immunocompromised system.
The things that you have to really keep in mind when you're writing opinion, it's not just strictly opinion, it has to be backed with facts, has to be backed with reporting, good reporting. And when that is missing, which happens sometimes, and it happened in this recent issue, things can tend to draw negative criticism from outside the organization.
As you can see here on Twitter, the reactions from outside sources were overwhelmingly negative. Ocali advisor Max Andrews has received many phone calls and emails from former Ocali editors and writers who expressed their concerns.
It's unfortunate that that happened, because when they were here in school, they probably learned lessons just like this and probably went through them, and are probably going through them today in the jobs that they hold.
Unfortunately, we were unable to hear from Madison at this time. However, since Madison made the decision to resign last week, the Ocali is now without an editor-in-chief. The good news is that they have a strong editorial board that is picking up the pieces and moving forward as a team. The Ocali is looking for a new editor-in-chief, but that probably won't happen until next semester. For News OSU, I'm Jolie Salee. Fall began yesterday. That means a lot of outdoor plans. Here is News OSU forecast. Tomorrow we are hitting a low of 57 just in time for the first week of fall, but we still have the summertime feeling with a high 92. For game day, we will have a sunny high of 93, but by that later kickoff, it will hopefully have cooled down since the low is 64. We will end the weekend with a high of 96 and a low of 65.
They were the wise words of Bear Bryant. Defense wins championships. He should know, he won a few. This year's Cowboys football team, normally known for its explosive offense, is now known for its defense. With the Cowboys sidelining the likes of defensive lineman Trace Ford and veteran tight end Logan Carter, Mike Gundy and company clashed on the blue in Boise. The Cowboys come off a grinded-out victory over crosstown rival Tulsa. The Broncos cruised to a commanding victory atop UTEP a week ago. Two schools playing well, blue turf, packed house, here we go. The Broncos jumped out to an early 10-0 advantage on this touchdown grab by wide receiver Davis Cutter midway through the first quarter. However, the Pokes senior running back Jalen Warren had something to say. Late in the first quarter, Warren finds a seam in the defense, taking this one 75 yards to the house. Warren would go on to rush for 218 yards, racking up 2 total touchdowns. It's a next man up mentality in Stillwater. The air attack was limited. The Cowboys got it done on the ground. Redshirt junior quarterback Spencer Sanders was forced to settle with 82 yards through the air. Sanders voiced the inspiration behind his team's next man up mentality.
And better myself is the better I can better my team. So as long as we keep working together and keep moving as a team, I think we can get a lot better, especially with a lot of young guys stepping up to the plate. And like I said, we got a great defense on the other side. So we're always confident in our defense, and it's time for us to start paying them back.
The Cowboy defense was on full display in this primetime matchup, tallying 4 sacks and 7 quarterback hurries. Senior linebacker Malcolm Rodriguez led the way for the Pokes defense, racking up 5 total tackles. Coach Gundy was pleased with his troops on the defensive side.
Because of the way that we have to play football right now, we're learning how to play as a team. And I thought our coaches made really, really good adjustments at halftime, particularly defensively on a couple things. For them to pitch a shutout in the second half in Boise, with all the momentum they had in the crowd, this is a good place to play a football game. These guys got a heck of a setup here.
The Cowboys' defensive threat has been the focal point thus far in the early season. The effort on the defensive end have the Cowboys going into Week 4 unbeaten. The Pokes look forward to Week 4 as Big 12 play is finally here. Let's take a look at the other Big 12 Week 3 scores around the league. The Wildcats took care of the Wolfpack on the road 38-17 on the strength of its rushing pursuit. Oklahoma renewed its rivalry with Nebraska and Norman, defeating the Cornhuskers 23-16 in an all-around team effort. Number 14 ranked Iowa State cruised to a commanding victory in Las Vegas over UNLV 48-3. The Cyclones combined for 493 yards of offense. We're set for the Cowboys to host the kickoff of 2021 Big 12 action this Saturday night, September 25th. Dating back to 1917, when this rivalry begun, Oklahoma State has fared well against the Big 12 rival from up north. The Pokes are 41-23 in the 64 meetings between the two. The Cowboys currently hold a 2-game win streak against the Wildcats. Kansas State fell to the Pokes a season ago by a slim margin, 20-18. The kickoff is scheduled for 6 o'clock Central Time on ESPN+. We will be there, and we'll have more next week.
And that's News OSU. I'm Jolie Salee, and on behalf of our crew reporters, thank you for watching and have a great week.